I'm trying to get back on my feet. I really need this job.
I hired somebody else.
What'd you do today?
I can start over fresh, but it ain't working out.
I'm scared. I hear guns.
Those are firecrackers. You're safe inside.
What about you, Daddy?
We'll be back before you wake up. I'm gonna be fine.
You guys got plans for the night?
Meet up with the fellas, head out to the city.
Why don't you take the train out there? That way you guys can hang out and not have to worry about anything.
Now this review, I feel like it's gonna be a little different and not up to our like comedic standard. Cause I mean,
based on the content.
After the movie was done on the train ride home, these past few hours before recording this right now at what 2 a.m. I just been thinking about the whole thing. It's like I don't know how to be comedic around this. I don't know how to like make jokes.
I don't think they're really. I think we just
like,
need to be serious about it.
Yeah, so if you,
it's kind of like if we were reviewing Shame.
Even Shame could have some jokes, like
I guess
during the review at least. But
then again,
with something like this, it's just like it's so serious that one, I don't really want to make a joke. I mean, if there comes an opportunity, sure, I'm gonna take it. And two, I really can't think of anything except for what I think about the film itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, usually we don't write a script to anything, and none of
I
this
haven't
is
noticed that yet.
Yeah, exactly. Like none of this is rehearsed or anything like that. But
we like to keep it real.
But I do like to think of some jokes to say before the film or before the actual review, during the review. I try to pick up on stuff. I just feel like that won't happen in this review. So just so you guys know that this one's gonna be different.
Super serious.
And if you can't tell which movie we're doing, if you haven't looked at the title, it's the indie film Fruitvale Station.
I'm gonna stab the literal shit out of each other. All right, Fruitvale Station.
Fruitvale Station.
Based on a true life event that happened in 2009, the beginning of 2009, like the very first day
hours of
2009. And I mean, I'm sure I remember seeing a news report about it. And I feel bad for saying this, but it slipped my memory. So when I went into this movie, I didn't want to see a trailer. I didn't want to read up on it. All I saw that it had Michael B. Jordan in it, and that was enough for me to say that, okay, I want to go see this.
Yeah.
That and based off the poster, I thought it was going to be something like, like an indie movie about a guy in an urban setting who has to kind of like rise up against his environment, which
kind of is.
It's a little.
He doesn't really do that though. It's a true life.
See, okay, but here's the thing though. Even
the opening scene, the very first scene you see.
But even that, if you don't know the story,
still, I don't believe
it could still go different ways in your head.
Still,
I don't really want to talk about the plot that much.
Yeah, but I'm a firm believer. There are no spoilers in things that actually happened in real life.
Okay, and you know what? If our audience wants to look up Fruitvale Station right now and the incident that happened, or if they just know about it, they just plain heard about it before, then okay, you know what this movie's about. I had no idea what this movie was about, and I felt like it had more of an impact because of that. Even if I did know what it was about, this is still a very powerful movie. But there was those last few minutes where I wasn't sure what was going to happen.
However, I will say this. What if at the same respect, you have someone who didn't like it because they were somehow surprised by it, and they're just like, this movie sucks because of this. But had they been aware of what were going to happen, they would have an okay expectation, and then they would like it. I mean, you could say either one for either or, but I think we should go with talking about the entire movie, including what happens at the end, because that'll give more.
Should we turn this into like a spoiler discussion then?
But it's real life.
We still have to like, but we kind of have to talk. Okay, tell you what.
Spoiler discussion. We'll put a spoiler in the title. That's it, because it's just for the sake of technicality.
Because it's such a good movie that I want people to hear this.
Yeah, you know what? For this, just keep listening. We're not gonna spoil anything right now. Let's just give a very micro review.
Okay.
It's a very, very good film. One of the year's best, if not the best of this year so far.
It should be.
The acting is really great by Michael B. Jordan, who you might remember from Chronicle or Friday Night Lights or The Wire. Octavia Spencer, who just came off The Help. I'm forgetting her name. Yes, her. Who I remember a lot from Be Kind Rewind. And everyone does a really good job. all the characters are well developed, especially given the fact that they're real people and they're not like really like written characters. They're like, this is how the people acted, and it's like it's very impressive how they felt like real people.
They did a very good job with their research.
This is the director. We should have looked up his fucking name.
Damn. Don't
No, we won't do that. I mean, I'll mention it in the tags or something. But this is his first film ever.
And
this is his first film, and he did phenomenal.
Ryan Coogler. Coogler.
Coogler.
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler, you did a phenomenal job on your first film, and I congratulate you.
I hope he does more. Like, he really should.
In a way, it kind of reminded me how. Oh God, he has the name. He has the name of an actor.
Denzel Washington.
Guy who made Shame.
Steve McQueen.
It kind of reminded me of how he films his movies, like kind of like semi-documentary style. It just seems like a slice of life, and it does it really well.
One thing I kind of enjoyed in this was occasionally it would just be like moments where it was just pure silence.
Yeah.
Which I kind of enjoyed.
Well, it kind of reminded me of how completely different movies, but you know how Catherine Bigelow's last few movies, Hurt Locker, Zero Dark 30, they don't really they kind of present the facts.
Yeah.
And it's your idea to decide which was good, which was bad. She doesn't really do a lot of judgment. I feel like this is the kind of same thing where they don't vilify the main character Oscar, but they don't make him like this heavenly saint. They make him a human being.
Yeah, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
Because he's totally like, I mean, maybe not completely relatable in the things he does, because I mean,
not everybody. I mean, but there
I like to say that I haven't sold drugs and stuff like that, but I mean,
but there are a fair amount of people who I think still can relate to the basic core values of
and Michael B. Jordan just does such a good job playing this guy. The director during the Q&A mentioned like that he constantly kind of has to change who he is
throughout the film
based on who he's talking to, and you can tell when he's with his daughter. There's these like really beautiful, sweet moments with his daughter where he totally feels just like he looks like the greatest dad in the world. He loves his daughter probably more than anything else. When he's talking to his girlfriend, he's trying to be compassionate and stuff like that.
He's trying to show that he's worthy to be with her by the action that he's trying to make up for the shit that he's done in the past.
So he's constantly changing his character, but it's always really well done, and like he totally sold it. I never thought he was like, oh, this doesn't feel natural.
One thing I like too about most movies, the plot never felt like really over the top. It was really, it was slow paced. I think it needed to be, because it basically takes place most of the movie over just one day.
It's really just a day in the life film.
It's exactly what you would expect out of a slice of life indie film. If you've seen movies like Chop Shop, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of that. It's on Netflix. It's that kind of like you're just following this person in a 1 day period.
Well, there's the one particular scene about the Michael B. Jordan changing his attitude. The scene in the supermarket. Where he was visiting a friend of his. Was it his friend or his brother?
It was his friend.
His brother. Okay. No, I mean that was his brother, because he said.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. He said.
It's Mom's birthday today.
But yeah, there's a scene where he's like, all right, man, see you later, and he's acting all like, hey, man, peace out, have a good day. And as soon as he turns the corner, his face drops into like he has to deal with some serious shit. And he's like, what the fuck am I gonna do? And it switches like that. Yeah, and he totally sells it.
This may be way too early to talk, but I would love to see him nominated for Best Actor.
It's the best performance I've seen by any actor.
By this year so far,
he's a good candidate. He should at least be nominated.
Exactly, he should be nominated. I can say a lot about this film, which I'm going to in the spoiler review, but just to wrap it up with our ratings, incredible cinematography, because there are those beautiful moments that have no sound. They're just like you're just seeing. Aside
from the content, the movie as a movie is really well done. Yeah. Like for a guy who's never done anything before.
It doesn't show it. This dude seems like a veteran filmmaker who knows exactly what he's doing. It's so. It blows my mind, really. Like I'm speechless at this dude. He's like fucking. He's amazing.
The performances and I would love to see more movies. All three of these, like Octavia Spencer, is like there's a few scenes with her that I just, oh my god, I was like I couldn't take it. No, this movie is so good.
It'll get some tears out of a lot of people.
Yeah,
and Melanie Diaz, who I haven't seen since Be Kind Rewind, but she was fucking great in this also.
But really quick, if I could wrap up, really beautiful like scenes that are just shots. There are 2 shots in here where it shows the subway train passing by at night.
Yeah.
With some street lights, and it's just framed beautifully. It looks beautiful, all the contrasting colors and stuff like that. And incredible acting, as mentioned. And it's an incredibly powerful film. I was telling my parents about this movie, and I started to like choke up because it's it's still like affecting me.
Yeah.
And if it's not the best movie of this year, it's definitely one of the most important movies of this year.
Definitely, yes.
It's damn close, man, if it's not.
I almost want to give this like a new rating because I love this film so much. I don't know how to go up above 4 out of 4
So
eyes.
you give out too many 4 out of 4s.
I know.
That's why you gotta keep
a new
them.
one.
You know, you're
you're
like the slut who does everything.
No,
you don't have anything
like
special.
That. No,
you heard it here. O'Connell is a slut.
No. But all right, but seriously though, like I will say one thing that I like the shots where it's like this side shot of Michael B. Jordan in a lot of scenes, where especially where he's driving, or like just the shots where he's not saying anything and he's by himself and he's just contemplating on the situation, or he's just like going about his day, and you can tell a lot's on his mind. It's just those are great. But anyways, so with that, your rating would be
4 out of 4.
4 out of 4.
Straight
Tyrone.
up 4 out of 4.
Well, if I'm like, it's hard because some of those movies were like there are tiny flaws I had of it, nothing major really, and it's like all the little flaws I had like while I'm watching it. By the end, it was like I don't even care about any of those anymore because it's
all the good just outweighed it.
Not even just all the good, all the emotional impact it has, and it's like the journey you go on, and it's one of those things where it stays with you. Like, it's not one of those movies I think like, oh, a week from now I'll forget I saw it, or like...
No, it's gonna stick with me.
It's one of those movies where if I never see it again, I'll still remember it vividly. Like I have that with Shame, where it's like I haven't seen it since I saw it a couple years ago. I can still remember it.
I still remember Shame.
Where there's other movies I saw a couple weeks ago and I barely remember them. So it's
Yeah, we never did a World War Z review, and I think it's too late now because I don't remember what happened.
World War Z, okay, probably not worth go seeing it. There, done.
No, so, but
Did you like World War Z?
Go on,
I'm kidding. I'll give 4 out of 4.
Jeff,
what are you
4 out of 4, fucking fantastic. If
Okay.
it's not the best movie of the year, it's damn close. For all the reasons we named.
I don't
it's
like...
incredible.
Definitely. I don't like to give out, like, you know, kind of like with Tyrone. I don't like to give out 4 out of 4 or like a perfect score to things, because, you know, it's just, you ruin the specialty of something when you do that. But I will say that this is one of those exceptions that it really is really well done, and it does deserve 4 out of 4. And everyone, everywhere in the States should see it.
Oh, and really quick, I just want to point out 2 things. Just 2 more things that make this movie so great for me. It doesn't outweigh its welcome. It's barely an hour, 30 minutes, and I think that's perfect for a slice of life film.
It's perfectly timed.
Yeah, and the soundtrack is beautiful. It's that kind of like ambient droning guitar, but you've heard it in different indie films, but it works very well with the
One thing I also like is occasionally it's just the train, but it has kind of this ominous sound to it.
Yes, I was telling Adrian about that. I was like, that train sound.
Like, there's a few times where you know something's about to happen, but all you hear is just a train coming, and it just sets up the scene perfectly.
Oh man,
I'm getting chills right now.
All right, so with that being said, 4 out of 4 eyes all around.
16 out of 16.
So if you want to, if you know what happens or you've seen the movie, when does the movie come out? Do you know?
It comes out I think in a few weeks. I don't know.
So this is like
early
July
12th.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right, well, just stay tuned for a spoiler review if you want to hear more about why we love this movie in detail, because, I mean,
so many things.
There are so many things to talk about.
Tyrone's right, July 12th, 2013.
All right, well,
there you go.
Stay tuned.
What's the problem? What have you done? Oh my God.
Good, I'm good. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be good.
It's